Hey there again, everyone. Welcome to Perkstream for December 15th, 2021. Joy lives, and let's let joy reign. So how do you feel joy? Joy is not really an emotion. It's more of a state of being. I feel happiness when something goes my way, when I get good news, and if there's sad news or if something's not quite settled in me, I feel a certain sadness or a certain amount of anxiety. But joy is more of a state of being. It's a centered place. It's that place that where we sense that things are going to be okay, even if the circumstances don't quite match up to what we're seeing or even feeling. We can actually say that we're feeling joy even if there's a certain amount of anxiety involved. Well, hard circumstances don't have to rob us of our joy. But here's the thing, we can get knocked off center. We can feel like our joy is slipping away. If we have a compounding events like the death of a family member and then maybe the loss of a job or maybe a loss of a friendship, and these things can begin to overshadow our joy. And we pay attention enough to these continual anxiety-causing circumstances, if they're mounting, like we can't seem to get a break, right? Or if we just feel like things are not getting settled, well, those things not just overshadow joy, they begin to crowd out the joy, and we don't seem to be able to get back to that place where joy has a place to live in us. Maybe this year you've experienced a loss of joy just because the crush of the experience has been so much. Well, the coming of Jesus it signals to us the restoring of our joy. It talks about this reconciliation we have with God because Jesus comes. And Jesus wants us to be released from the burdens of the things that cause us to not have joy. One of the things that will bring us joy is when we have forgiveness and reconciliation between us and God and us and other people. And you know what I'm talking about. It's when things, damaged friendships, lost relationships, you know that they can weigh on you. And if you feel like you've lost a lot of relationships and they're not being replaced or they're not being restored, you feel the burden of that. There's a loss of joy. So the burdens of our past and the burdens even of our present can crowd out joy. So there's one way that we can see that joy restored, and that is through a singular act that has been shown to us and that we can show to others. And that's forgiveness. Yeah, when Paul was writing to the church in Philippi, asked that they would help two women get back on track with each other. They had been at odds with each other for some reason, and Paul wanted them to agree in the Lord. And he wanted the church to help them work it out because they were so much a part of the ministry of the church. They were so much a part of what God was doing in Christ at Philippi and beyond. And so Paul urges them to restore their relationship. And if they would do that, they would have joy. They would feel joy, and they would have a reason to rejoice, which is a big theme in Paul's letter to the church at Philippi. Joy is that state of inner cool and calm that can not be knocked off center by singular acts of negativity or singular acts that are hardship. But we get enough of it going and we get ourselves focused off of joy and off of the Lord and into our circumstances, it can begin to diminish our joy to the point where we feel like we've lost it. Jesus came to restore our joy. Jesus came to raise us back up into joy. And so I hope that you will know joy this season, unlike any other season. And you'll know it in the one that gives pure joy. And I hope that you'll know it in restored relationships and renewed friendships. Joy has a name, and his name is Jesus. So sisters and brothers, I encourage you, joy is real.